All right, thanks so much for tuning in to the show tonight. Quite obviously, I am not the very beautiful Sonia Artero, but I'm Jason Salas sitting in for her tonight. She is on holiday, and she will return shortly. But you know what? You picked an excellent night to tune in tonight, my friends, because we're speaking tonight about a topic that is of growing importance to many here in our tight-knit island community as various aspects of the military buildup continue to bubble up and evolve. We're going to talk tonight about the concept of perhaps considering tribal government, and somebody speaking about that and having a organization that is very knowledgeable of that is Mr. Frank Schacher. He's originally from the village of Barrigada. He is a 10-year veteran of the United States Air Force, and he tonight is going to talk to us about exactly what the Chamorro tribe is all about. Frank, thanks for being here.
Well, thank you for having me, Jason. Hafaday, Guam. Good evening, everyone.
All right, Happy New Year to you.
And Happy New Year to you, too.
Okay, so I guess the very obvious place to start tonight is, we've been getting some feedback here in the newsroom, and you hear a lot about, there's, the Chamorro Nation, which has been around for many, many years, and there's an evolution of it, the Tatamona group, and now we hear about a group called the Chamorro tribe and everything. So maybe are you guys all one in the same organization, and if not, what interest do you have and do they have?
No, we are not the same group. We share commonalities as far as desiring the protection of our race, our culture, our language, our history, our heritage, and our Aboriginal rights. However, beyond that, we're completely different. Mm-hmm. The Nation Chamorro and the Tatamona group, which was a splinter off of Nation Chamorro, were formed primarily to seek independence from the United States. We refer to them as separatists. We seek a closer relationship with the United States, one that's based on equal integration, equal rights, and due respect as a people. So you could consider us more to be patriots because we are enamored with the Constitution of the United States and would like to see it pertain here in Guam.
So it's maybe like a very, I don't want to use the word like aggressive in a negative connotation, but you're very passionate, I would say, about trying to reclaim some of those liberties, and you feel like maybe ramping up those to which we are privy.
Well, currently, I wouldn't refer to them as liberties. Okay. I would refer to them as privileges that are granted to us by Congress under our status as statutory citizens of the United States, which is not the equivalence of being a constitutional citizen of the United States. We did not garner our citizenship through birth, nor did we garner it through the process of naturalization as specified in the Constitution. We derived our citizenship through the Organic Act of Guam, which is not recognized by the Constitution.
Right.
Okay, so we don't enjoy constitutional rights. We're only imbibed with privileges from the Congress of the United States. And those privileges that we like to refer to as our rights can be taken away from us at the will of the Congress.
And of course, in it's a very, very intriguing piece. I'm holding it now here. It was a piece that Greg Schacher, your brother,
yes, our tribal vice chairman.
Okay, yeah, he actually wrote in the Marianas Variety newspaper. Very, very intriguing. Everybody out there should go and pick it up. It's very interesting, and it actually seeks to build on the concept of the fact that you said the Congress realizes many different ethnicities of people as tribes, and you kind of liken the Chamorro people to other tribes. So kind of explain what the article and your philosophy is all about.
Well, the Congress of the United States, through the Constitution and through several international treaties, is empowered to determine the political status of this island and her people. And in 1995, the Congress of the United States changed the designation of the Chamorro people to Native American Pacific Islanders. That became official when it was registered under the Federal Register and posted on the September 7, 1995, Volume 60 issue. Was the first time it was posted in the Federal Register, officially proclaiming the Chamorro people of Guam and the CNMI as Native American Pacific Islanders. By exercising its authority to change our political designation like that as a people, Congress placed us into the same category as the American Indians, the Alaskan Natives, the Native Hawaiians, the Aleuts, the Inuits, and all other Native American peoples. And yet those same rights, those same protections that are imbibed upon those people have not been enforced here in Guam. Mm-hmm. Those laws are supposed to pertain to us since our designation changed. All of those privileges and protections that they enjoy, we are supposed to enjoy since 1995. And yet that has been withheld from us as a people. Mm-hmm. And to me, that smacks of one of two things. Either our local government officials, our territorial government officials, are against the native inhabitants of this island, garnering those rights, those privileges, and those protections. And they're asking the United States government to withhold those rights, or we are being racially discriminated against by the government of the United States. One or the other.
Which would you say it is, like based on your own?
I have very little faith in our territorial government. Mm-hmm. I am a patriot. I do choose to believe that the government of the United States has the best of intentions. Okay, it may not always work out that way, but I do choose to believe that they have the best of intentions. And I don't think that they're fully cognizant of everything that happens out here on Guam. I know the last time 4 of our governors went to Guam before Congress, they were asked about the Native American status, and they just ignored it. Mm-hmm. So I choose to believe that our local territorial government, which is, by the way, a branch of the United States Department of Interior, mm-hmm. chooses to withhold those rights and privileges from the people because it would empower the people, and it would take the people out from under their control. You know, the interesting quote from Thomas Jefferson: when the government fears the people, that's democracy. When the people fear the government, that's tyranny. Mm-hmm. I think if you go out on the streets and out on the ranches on our island, you're going to find that through the process of hundreds of years of colonization, there is an inbred fear in our people, a fear of authority, a fear of government. And I think it's high time that that stopped. Mm-hmm. We need to focus on freedom and equality.
Well, that's an interesting point you make because, you know, and I think very justifiably so, because maybe younger generations and people that are growing up right now, that they're kind of taught, as you say, to, you have the freedom of speech and you have the freedom of the press, and, you may express yourself in a variety of media as you see fit. And those liberties are inherent to you as a citizen of the U.S. But at the same time, it's not always the wisest thing. We're so often taught to revolt against Big Brother or against, big corporate America and everything. So maybe what would be the message to some people who are watching right now, and maybe some people who are saying, this guy's got a point, or he's on the right track and everything, and maybe some younger people who are kind of intrigued by this.
Educate yourselves. Do your own research. Don't rely on what you're told. Find the truth. It's the truth that will set our people free, nothing less. Okay? Our people need to wake up. They need to expand their consciousness beyond their daily existence. They need to start looking at what's happening to our island around us and what the impact is going to be in the future. We're facing a time period where by 2014, we're going to have an additional 78,000 active duty military dependents, civil service, and these are going to be all off-islanders that are going to be coming onto our island. Mm-hmm. And each one of them that is an American citizen, after 30 days on this island, will be eligible to vote in any of our elections.
Okay, we'll tell you what, let's go ahead and hold that thought for one moment. We're going to take a pause for the cause, but we will be back talking to Frank about the very interesting topic of tribal government and the Chamorro tribe and what it might mean for the future of the island's people to govern themselves. Stay tuned. Extra's back in a flash.